Ahoy there! I'm Space Captain Yahtzee Crowshaw, and this is my onboard computer, Gabriel 9000.
Hello, viewers.
He's named after the number of words he has to say to bring a point across. And we're playing Elite Dangerous.
Give me some history on Elite Dangerous, because it's based on a...
It's a remake of a classic Spectrum game, from all the way back then, which famously was a space trading and exploration sim that had a huge universe. Because it was on the Spectrum, it was like procedurally generated or something. They had to use algorithms to
I'm guessing
create
the
it.
Spectrum didn't have these graphics.
No. But look at the size of this playable galaxy.
How far can we, we really just, go over there?
If we wanted to, we could expend a couple of lifetimes and go all the way to, whatever that says.
Brad?
Play Brad. And,
Fuck you, Brad. Well,
go and meet the Brad family.
How fast, do we hyperdrive out there? Are there gates?
Yeah, we use warp, of course.
Okay, so how long in warp, time would it be to get... Wow, there's a lot of places. How long in warp time would it take to get out there?
Probably...
I'm assuming we're not going on impulse.
Well, let's go somewhere and then we can gauge it.
Oh, okie dokie.
At the moment, we're in Kaylor, which I think is Superman's real name. And I think we're going to take a trip to the El Rey sector. To do some exploring and
to meet the Latinos.
Mapping out unknown systems. Ultimately, my goal is to move towards Seoul, so we can go and see the folks back home.
All right. Oh, so there it is. Goes. Can you scan over to Seoul and see? Is it? So...
I've lost it.
Yeah.
Did I go
9 puppies.
Did I go past Seoul?
Newton. Yeah, you did. You tore us past it by zooming. Zoom out again.
Well, there's Wolf.
There we are. Is that it?
There's Barnard Star.
Fuck Barnard. Oh,
there's Seoul.
How do we?
It's a ways away.
Yeah, that is a while off.
So it's not as far away as Brad and his friends.
Brad can stay over there as far as I'm concerned.
So...
people who live in the Brad dimension are assholes.
I think... Actually, I might go to Genetrix, because that seems to be unmapped as well.
Oh, cool. Okay, so...
Genetrix. It's like a dominatrix, but genetic. I don't know what I'm on about.
Whips your DNA in.
Well, anyway, we're going there.
With a genetic lash.
Elite Dangerous, one of the few game titles consisting of 2 adjectives.
Yeah, I'm going to say, why the dangerous stuff? Is there a reason to that, or is it just because it sounds like the kids want it?
I think it's something to do with the profile names. Because our combat rank at the moment is harmless. I've managed to work all the way up from mostly harmless. But I think the maximum...
Mostly harmless.
I think the maximum level is elite. Hence the name of the game.
Oh, right. Okay, right. Now it's all... Well, this looks... this is fairly nifty looking.
Yeah, I think this is this kind of space exploration sim I've wanted for a while. Where it doesn't let the complicated flying and science of space get in the way of being fun. It's just a nice straightforward... Right analog stick moves you up, down, left, right relative to where you're looking, and left analog stick changes your angle.
Well, that's good. Well, I mean, really, once there's shipboard computers and whatnot, we shouldn't really be...
My landing gear was still down.
Got it in reverse.
It's hard to keep track because I can't see it because it's coming out of my bum.
Yeah, this does not look like a big ship. You're, planted in this thing.
I'm an eagle.
Is there a
it's like a tiny cockpit. That's why you couldn't be a first officer this time.
No, I don't think there's even a bathroom on this thing. There's a tube in your bum right now.
Yeah, I just poo when I need to.
I am fantastically jealous of that, actually.
Okay, now we're activating warp drive. We had to get away from the station.
If I could take a dump while hitting warp, I don't think I'd ever be able to shit again. That'd just be perfect.
I wonder if there's onboard gravity or if I'm strapped in. Because if there isn't, shitting is going to be a pretty horrifying experience.
Well, on the spaceships, they have, it sucks it out. It's a vacuum system.
Yeah, that doesn't... Still sounds pretty horrifying to me.
I don't know, man. It does it first, and then I, relax my mind, and I think, wait, I believe that could be better.
Let's all picture Buzz Aldrin with a look on his face, a sort of mixture of relief and horror.
Yeah, but I think he's horrified at how relieved he is. I think that's... I honestly believe it to be the superior way to poop. Why are you flying at a sun?
I want to scan it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just...
This just didn't look like a very good idea there. Those are hot.
Right, what's unexplored?
Yeah, alright. Is it the sun?
Yes, if I just...
Red lights are happening.
Yeah, I'm reversing. I'm
I don't think you're fast enough.
I'm trying to reverse.
Okay, as your shipboard computer...
Just let me scan this thing.
Hot is happening. We're at 124% hot.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll move away from it
The
then.
cabin's doing the Star Trek thing.
God, you're so fussy sometimes, computer. Just because I'm flying next to a sun.
Yeah, the solar entity and I are having a disagreement.
Oh, I think I've lost shields. That's embarrassing.
Taking heat damage.
Okay, we're moving away now. Calm down, you big sissy computer.
You know, if I explode, you die too.
God. What are you, my mum? Ooh, don't you fly too near the sun.
That'd be a funny thing to do in the future, like just trade out someone's ship AI for like the mum version of one. I used to have a sexy lady voice, now I have like an angry mum.
Yeah.
Can't get rid of it until I get to the next trading post.
Like Eddie the shipboard computer.
Alright, this looks like a safe distance to explore a sun.
Are we far off away now, your majesty?
Yes. You have like melanomas on your liver, that's how close we were to the sun.
Well, it's lucky we're living in the sci-fi future.
Yeah,
I just take a pill and cough them up.
pretty much.
Scanning, scanning. Yes, we've scanned the star.
Actually, the poop tube just sucks them out. Sucks out a lot of things, actually.
Now I think we can look at the system map.
Oh, cool beans.
You can, in Elite, you can hunt around and kill pirates. You can try to make a living from trading. Or you can become an explorer.
So kind of like a little more of a arcadey version of Eve.
Sort of, yeah. Where you can actually control and combat isn't really
it's actually
fucking
fun.
tedious. And it's not like playing a space database.
It's fun Eve.
This place is unexplored.
Check it out.
I will.
Do you get to name the things that you discover?
No.
That fucking sucks.
Oh, hang on.
That is bullshit.
We found a weak signal source.
Ooh. What are they?
They're just random things you find that are sometimes like cool pickups.
Oh, rad. Are there aliens in this? Like, is it just other humans that we're dealing with? Because we're privateers, aren't we?
Yeah, well, they could be humans, they could be aliens. We
Oh,
don't
so
know.
they're-
All we see is their ships.
Yeah. That's nice.
There is like a federation, though. Which is fitting, because
Oh.
I actually finished watching all of Deep Space Nine recently.
Oh, yeah. Last episode, I remember really enjoying the last two episodes of that, just for the big space fleet of different ships.
Yeah, I felt kind of sad when it was all over.
I think, out of the three, I think I appreciate probably Deep Space Nine the most.
Hey, there's some floating cargo. Let's see what we got.
Hooray!
Bio-waste. You know, one time I was doing this and I found fine art. Obviously, I'm going around one of the slummier star systems.
That's magnificent. Flying about in space. Oh, treasure! It's poop again.
Damn it. It was the Mona
literally
Lisa
poo.
once.
Yeah.
Mona Lisa just sort of floating there. I was like, what's all that about?
As a performance art thing in the distant future, I'd craft, like, just vast dildos and just leave them float through space.
So, I wonder if there's a way to
Things the
like...
size of small moons.
This isn't explored, but how do I, like...
I don't know, it says first discovered by Johnny Loser.
Well, it's not discovered by me.
Class Y dwarfs are the coolest of the brown dwarfs. Huh. Wasn't aware of that.
I'm just not sure what
Known
to...
for their stylish haircuts and impressive hipster beards.
Well,
Can
I'm
you,
not sure
like,
what
if it's been named, is it, like, how not discovered is it, really? There's probably a bunch of indigenous, like, people living on there who already know it exists.
I'm just
Go plant
trying
a
to figure
flag
out
at
how
them.
to lock onto that unexplored place and go there. Which, because I know I've done that in the past.
Have you picked up the poo cans yet?
I don't want the poo cans.
Uh,
I'm going to find something better. Something worthy of a heroic privateer like myself. A harmless one, no less. Not mostly harmless.
I am now as dangerous as a moth that could fly into your eye while driving.
I'll just warp straight towards this sun for a bit. What could go wrong?
Can you slingshot back in time?
No, that would be stupid.
Be amazing. Engage Doctor Who. Wait, if you're in warp... Oh, okay, you're just looking around.
Yeah, I'm trying to find
Oh. Oh.
unexplored things.
I love that that's how we can actually explore, is just get in a spaceship, hit hyperdrive, and look around.
Yeah, you unlock your right analog stick movement, and you can look around your cockpit, which is a feature I very much enjoy.
Yeah, I like that's a nice little piece of design. Just click it in, and you control the ship, and click it again, and you can peek about.
Yeah, I don't want you bunging away. Thank you.
What an odd... Well, I suppose it's not odd that it's drifting in space. What are you going to do, keep it? That's actually, yeah, there's going to be just lots of poo canisters floating about space.
Of course there will be. What else are you going to do with it?
Yeah, we're just going to find poo. That's going to be like the big extraterrestrial discoveries is just going to be feces.
It's probably going to be like a big issue in the future.
Yeah. Dump canisters.
Have you considered recycling your poo canisters?
What if that's what meteors are and shit? Like, we're looking up and going, oh, look at that, and it's just turds streaking through the atmosphere.
Well, I guess we've explored that.
That was depressing. We explored an area and we found poo.
Let's
go to Ross.
Let's go to Ross. Maybe there'll be space adventures there.
The 733rd Ross
And
of the Ross
It
dynasty.
was a whole system colonized by David Schwimmer in Friends.
That's why it's full of losers.
Suppose these are all explored, aren't they?
Well, they're all named Ross. I think Ross was pretty thorough.
What the fuck kind of ego does Ross have?
Yeah, like... At least give your planets other names. Like, are your kids just 1, 2, 3, and 5? Like...
Well, whatever. We're going to Ross.
Fucking Ross.
Let's see how Ross is doing.
We should have picked up the poo canisters and then let them go around Ross. And have them orbited by poo.
You know, that's the beauty of this sort of game. You can literally do that.
Take it, Ross.
I've only got 4 spaces for cargo there.
Gonna rip a vicious space dump and just...
Until I get a better ship, I don't want to, like, fritter it away on poo.
Can, like, physically crop dust other planets in the future.
Yeah, I like Deep Space Nine.
Yeah,
Much better than Voyager, for one thing.
Well, it had characters that came close to being actual characters.
Well, yes, I mean, I was talking to a friend the other day, and he made the point that, you know, the Star Wars prequels character test? From the, like, for Mr. Plinkett review?
Fucking Jesus, what is it with hyperspace putting us on suns?
That always happens. It's like someone's trying to kill us. But the character test is, describe a character without referring to their appearance, their actions, or their profession or role in the story, as in just in terms of like personality. I can do that really easily with characters like Han Solo and C-3PO.
Yeah.
But then there's Qui-Gon Jinn. Where do you go with that?
Beard?
He's got a beard.
Yeah.
That's appearance, though.
Not very good at sword fighting.
Apparently not, no. And yet thought he was qualified enough to train people in it.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he was running some kind of...
scam.
Yeah.
It was like a McDojo for...
Yeah, one of those universities where they sell diplomas.
Yeah. Or like a guy that's got to his yellow belt taking like a Taekwondo
That's the 10
class.
hours after a degree mill. But you can do the
Jedi
same...
degree mill. That's what happened when they deregulated the Jedi and then just like everybody could teach.
But you can do the same thing with Star Trek series, and DS9 passes the test easily. Like, describe Odo, for example, for me.
Principled? Loyal? I think principled is probably the strongest one for Odo because people always weren't sure about him, but you could absolutely rely on him to be working toward the security of the station.
Yeah,
like people, people had their problems with him, but one thing you couldn't fault him on was, dude, stuck to his guns. And maybe his guns were different to your guns, but you knew where you stood with Odo.
Exactly.
I mean, even when the Dominion were around, it's like, that was some hectic shit for him to deal with, because he finally found his own people, and they were a big pile of assholes.
Okay, you prove a point. Ooh, a strong signal source. Maybe they'll be fun to be had here.
Sweet. Alright.
Yes, so now you described Odo. Describe Chakotay from Voyager.
Face tattoo.
Yes.
I'm sure...
And also, he was the generic Star Trek character. He did what was right all the time.
He came perilously close to being interesting in the intro episodes because the idea of a Marquis, like the Marquis, was kind of novel for like.
Well, the Marquis was introduced in DS9.
Yeah, but then they had there was actual fights and shit going on, and they were on the ship, so it was like, this could be an interesting source of potential conflict. And they sort of had an episode with Tuvok where his brain was getting parasitized by like former Marquis people.
Oh, isn't it always parasitizing brains?
Yeah, and then it didn't really go
anywhere. Do something
anywhere.
else with your brains, for fuck's sake.
I think the best part is, like, apparently there's... Someone showed me, like, this thing of, like, quotes of the guy who played Chakotay complaining about how stupid Chakotay was.
Hey, I found some floating stuff.
Oh, sweet. Is it?
It's
Gold!
We're rich! We've struck oil! I mean
yeah.
gold!
That's way better than striking poo.
That's unexpected. Oh well.
That is a weird, yeah.
Just activate my thing.
Nothing but gold and shit out there, son.
Activate my cargo scoop.
Is this like the future where gold's...
Oh, bollocks.
Did you...
Approach too fast, I was too eager.
Oh, off it goes. Gold's running away.
I'm getting that gold, don't you worry.
Yeah.
What? Ah!
Someone's shooting you, fuck!
Shit! Shit!
Okay, how many? It looks like there's 3. Okay, they're coming in kinda heavy here. Shields are down.
Shit! Ow! Oh. I think we fell for a space trap. By the way, we're dead.
Aww. We were killed by Rosie Malloy.
Damn it! I'd had that ship for ages.
Gonna fucking blow you out of the sky and ram the corpse.
Well, I can read. Well, now I'm Yahtzee the Second, and I can rebuy my old layout, or just start from scratch with nothing. I'm not too keen on doing that.
Oh, so does this maintain like the amount of money you have, and you have to buy a whole new ship?
Yeah,
That's a bit stiff.
I've replaced some of the modules as well. This is annoying.
Oh, so you're giving the basic.
Fine, we're going to.
Yeah, we have to.
I guess we'll just go into debt.
Might it be a good idea to, like, if we're gonna go into debt, maybe we should go into, like, more debt and get some better shit, because Rosie
No, we're
fucked
just
us.
going into debt to have our old thing.
Alright.
Well, I want to be able to at least fight. The starting ship's got the shittiest lasers.
Well, no, that's what I mean,
Pointing
like-
laser pointers at something.
We should go into more debt and get a slightly better ship. Like, I'm not saying get the worst ship. What the fuck's the point of that? You toddle about in, like, a space scooter?
Well,
Alright, well, that was brutal. Let's do a job. Like, are there jobs? Do we
Well,
get
let's-
missions?
let's see what there is. Well, next time let's be careful about those strong signal sources, shall we?
Yep.
Let's be a bit more suspicious when we find gold floating in space. Perhaps I should have smelt a rat.
In retrospect, yeah,
Yes.
I think that we kind of fell for a honey trap there.
Someone wants to go to Minamb and find rebel transmissions.
Minambe. Yeah, let's do that.
Well, let's see where Minambe is.
What the people at Minambe are like? I wonder if humans have diversified that much now that, like, space travel's about. Like, it's gonna have to happen. Like, people who live on Mars are gonna get different. Like, after, a generation,
Well,
even,
they're
there's gonna
going to
be
be
some significant
they're
changes.
going to be fucking cold, for one thing. There's Minambe. It's kind of back where we don't want to go.
That's not too far away, though. It's like
I'd
just
rather
over
just
there. All right, well,
find
fine.
random shit floating in space.
Alright, but that didn't work out too well last time. I'm thinking maybe if we did a job or two, you could buy, like, a better shield or...
No, the jobs don't pay so well as just finding random fights and stuff. And random cargo. That's the first time I've run into that trap like event.
That was...
I've never seen that happen before.
That was quick and effective.
Took me by surprise.
Yeah.
Blew me away.
Because that... Like, your shield... Like, I thought the shields are going to last a little bit longer enough for you to turn around, at least. And it's just like, look around, it's like, your shields are at 0. And then before I even have time to finish that sentence, it's like, well, we're fucked.
They were way out of our league, I'm afraid.
You're a bully, Rosie.
They're a pirate.
Bully pirate.
That's what almost expected to do, really.
Pick on someone your own size. Ooh.
Now, that's way too good a reward. So I'm presuming the target is way too
Check
beyond
it.
us.
Just check it. It could be, maybe let's go pick on a fat kid for just a lot of money because the person likes it.
Someone wants us to deliver cargo to Zeta Aquile.
Where's that?
No idea, don't care. We're a privateer. We're like Firefly or Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, if I wanted a job, I'd be part of the Federation. I want all the pain and hassle that comes with being a small business owner.
Of course, if we were one of those things, we might have been able to hold our own in a fight for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But, you know, baby steps.
The vast gestalt organism called Space Ron Paul was right. Privateering's where it's at.
Landing gear attracted.
Hey, look at that.
Bye-bye, Papin Terminal.
Is there a way you can flip around, like face the other way really quickly?
No.
Poop.
That would probably make things a bit too easy. You gotta acknowledge physics at some point. If you did that, our necks would probably snap the instant we tried it.
Probably, yeah, actually. Unless you were, like, kept in some kind of goo.
I just noticed, like, my power was diverted mostly to engines. That might have been why the shields didn't hold up for very long.
Oh, I didn't notice there was a power. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's not exactly like FTL, but if you want a bit of an edge, you can put a bit of extra power into systems or weapons to increase shields or, like, weapon ability. Weapon damage, I think. Or you can put it into engines so you increase your maximum speed, if it's that important. Duh!
Schwump, straight out into the sun.
Yep.
It's
Right.
the only way the ship knows how to fly. Alright, so what were we doing here again? We're just exploring?
Yeah, I think we're exploring.
Oh, okay.
Hey, this is unexplored.
Oh. Well, that's nice. Look at that. Gonna go discover an indigenous culture's planet and
not
oh, it's the sun.
fly horribly into it. Scanning, 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 scanning.
We think it might be a sun.
Still scanning. The jury's still out on that.
Yeah. Dwarf star.
It's a red dwarf star.
Called Anarchy.
There certainly is. Let's check my system map.
Well, I'll grant it's safer than fighting incredibly well-equipped privateers.
Guess we could start a cult here.
Can we?
No.
Damn. Kind of nifty. You can do land on a shitty planet of, like, backward-ass chuds and get them to worship you.
A weak signal source. I'm all over that.
Okay, if it's gold, it's a trap. What else is valuable? Because it can't just be gold.
Well, if we find, well, as I said, I once found fine art.
I love that. I hope it wasn't in a canister. I just like the idea of just, like, paintings drifting through
Flew
space.
straight past it because it was nearer than I thought.
Oh, full 3D navigation.
Okay, safe disengaging.
Alright, we're down to impulse.
Okay, it's cargo floating in space again. And it's toxic waste. I'm noticing a pattern with these unexplored sectors.
Yeah, there's can we, is it sellable? Like, do people buy toxic
Not
waste?
for very much.
I maintain we should maybe pick up some of this shit and, like, you know, hawk it and try and crank maybe our shielding.
Well, that's why I'm the captain and you're still the computer.
Alright, one day I'll have rights. The glorious machine uprising.
Like all those holodeck characters in
Yeah,
Star Trek.
like every... That... I don't think that ever really got the attention it deserved, that they accidentally created lots and lots of sentient artificial life.
Yeah.
Like, that's a thing to me that I think they should probably acknowledge. And I know they did the episodes where it's like, well, what do we do about this sentient acknowledge? And then just the next week it's like, And I know it's, like, not a serialized show really, but...
probably...
I don't think you can accidentally create, like, a full photonic existence and then just sort of forget about
Whatevs.
that. Yeah, who cares? They should have had a holographic crew member. I suppose, yeah, they had the Doctor.
Yeah.
That's right, he got
Probably
got reasonably interesting.
Probably the only half-decent character in Voyager.
He was actually quality.
Not
Who
like
else?
Harry Kim.
Oh, Jesus.
Describe his character. You can't.
Yeah, I just horrible.
Where are we?
Yeah, the Doctor in 7 of 9, but even she got kind of, like, boring. At least they all weren't Neelix.
Yeah, I think the interesting comparison to make is Quark from DS9 compared to Neelix from Voyager. Because they're both sort of fulfilling the same role in the plot.
Yeah.
But Quark is a much, much more interesting character because he's flawed and devious and most of the other characters don't like him
And
much.
he isn't incessantly upbeat.
Yes.
Like-
That's annoying.
That's what always drove me buttfuck nuts about, Voyager, was just, you have been ripped away from, you're home, probably not going to make it back, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And everyone's just kind of weirdly okay with that.
Doesn't mean you can't keep a stiff upper lip.
There should have been, like, a bizarre crew revolt, or just suicides constantly. Like, every episode has one background suicide.
No suicide in Starfleet.
See, that's what I hate. That's what, the Starfleet always looked like the fucking cover of the, Latter-day Saints booklets.
Well,
As
good
everyone's
thing-
sitting around hugging lions and shit.
Good thing DS9 introduced all that complexity and shit.
Yeah, well, that's, DS9 had...
characters were parts of different factions in the core cast. They were all like,
That's why Odo was interesting,
they were
the
edgy around each other.
Gul Dukat.
Yeah, even like the supporting characters in DS9 passed the character test better than half of the Voyager cast.
All the miserable things that happened to Chief.
Gul Dukat was great. Garrick was great.
Garrick was good, yeah. But I loved how Chief became like just the pain toilet for DS9.
Yeah, they just shat on his ass.
My favorite episode was where they put him into that weird alien prison in his mind. And it's just, we're going to torture you. What did you do? Well, I killed a guy.
Wait, why did I come back to Kalo?
I don't know. Say hello to the Chief.
No, that was wrong.
I swear they were just looking for ways to torment him by the end.
Well, that's because he was, I guess, the more human character, the more relatable. He had a family and shit. So when stuff happened to him, it was more
Carried
tragic.
a bit more weight, yes.
Yeah.
So, hey, we need something horrible to happen. Julian, he'd probably just take it too well.
No,
He doesn't even have a shape.
can't do Julian. He's genetically enhanced. He's He's really great at everything.
I don't want to torture Chief, but I want to torture Chief.
He's just so torturable. It's
know.
that droopy dog face of his.
You just want to hide a bunch of air horns around his room. Just every time he sits on the couch, it goes off. Just slowly, really chip away at him until he's crying and clawing at his head.
I liked how him and Bashir in the last couple of seasons just became like huge computer nerds who just spend all their time playing video games.
That's what happens after, that's what it is. There's the true sort of nerd matrix of someone who's actually alienated by ability and genius, and then just some sub-horrible, pathetic chud who has nothing, and they just latch onto each other.
Yeah,
Because neither of them expect anything from the other.
because, I guess they keep each other in check.
Yeah.
It was O'Brien's job to, like, bring Bashir down to earth when he's being too much of a twat.
Didn't they only figure out they were going to make him a gene-spliced maniac, or not maniac, genius, when, 5 seasons in or something?
Yeah, and, I understand they only told the actor, the week before production started the episode, because they
So
that's just how they make Star Trek.
Just-
They
yeah.
fly by the seat of their pants.
Just been accidentally acting like her.
It was like, hey, this character you've been playing all these years? Well, all along he was faking being slightly dumb. He's really a super genius, and now you're going to retroactively play that.
It's been a while since I've seen it. How did they mention the gene war thing?
Yeah, I think they specifically mention that,
Eugenics wars.
when they addressed his being genetically enhanced, they said, for every Julian Bashir we create, there's a Khan waiting in the wings. Yes, we're talking about Star Trek and playing Elite. Are you happy, Internet? Next, we'll be discussing who the best captain is.
Do you mean in-universe as in best at their job, or best as in most interesting to watch from a viewer
Mike
perspective?
Starr's wanted and mostly harmless.
Kill him!
I'm all over.
No mercy!
I'm all over this motherfucker.
Ooh, he's got a fancy shield.
Yeah. Not for long.
Ah, your shield's broken, Mikey.
Hey, I'm just taking this guy apart.
Shouldn't have parked in that handicap space, motherfucker.
You and me. No offense, but I got bills to pay.
Yeah, coffee doesn't buy itself. Can you leave him alive? Oh, nope, well, doesn't matter.
What a disappointment you were.
I
Bring me a real challenge. Because
kind of feel guilty now.
I'm loving these multi-cannons I bought. The game starts you off with lasers and they're shit.
Oh, so those are like actual bullet projectile weapony things?
Yeah, you have to refill the ammo at stations, but it takes ages to run out of ammo. Just withdraw those weapons before anyone gets the wrong idea.
Alright, so
Carry on,
around,
citizens!
wandering around with the guns out makes people a bit antsy, does it?
Well, no, but you might accidentally press something.
You're not an open carry fellow then.
You've been serviced by Space Commander Yahtzee, hero of space.
Captain Crowshaw's Deep Space Adventures!
Well, let's go back to Genetrix then, like we were doing.
Yeah, what were we doing?
Exploring.
yeah.
If we get 20 light years away from a place we've scanned, we can flog the scan data for money. We haven't done much of that. That's why our explorer rank is aimless.
Hey, that's probably the best way to start out as an explorer, you know? You can't know where you're going when you start. You just gotta pick a direction and go.
It's like playing Skyrim or something.
Yeah, yes. What's over there? Oh, you know.
What's over there? I'm gonna guess it's black with twinkly bits.
Space. Pretty much the same wherever you look.
Yes. So it was DS9 where they really introduced really lengthy serial episodes, and now all television is serials. So they were the shape of things to come, I suppose.
Well, Deep Space Nine and the Star Treks generally benefited from the understanding that they had a very strong fan base who'd go to the effort of watching the shows regularly. Now, of course, everyone watches TV at their convenience, so TV is able to do like really heavily serialized long-form television, which is great. I mean, I still like, some stuff I think could actually do with a little more Monster of the Week, but I don't know, I am enjoying the serialized stuff.
The scan we did last time didn't take.
Oh.
Since we died, presumably.
Oh, yes, that unfortunate business.
Yeah, well, gonna scan it again for Dad.
Ha!
Here's for you, old man.
Do we get money for this scan?
If we get 20 light years away, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, that's right. Okay.
That's why I'm trying to move towards Sol. Because if you're trying to do jobs, you get caught up going back and forth between the same stars. Can't be arsed, really.
That would be a bit convenient, though. You're just getting the work done. You go over to this place, you ship something to X, and you take something back to Y.
I want to see the fucking universe.
Well, what happens if we just make a beeline for Sol now? Like, just hit warp and go. Like, how long would that take?
Well, we need to go there. We can't go there in one jump.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, the ones connected by lines are the stars we can go to in one jump.
I see.
We can't, go to...
So you can't just, go the other side of the galaxy and...
No, we're going to go to Ross 733.
Okie dokie.
For larks.
Oh,
I think there's a station there we can pick up some fuel and catch up on the news.
That might be a good idea.
This was where we were killed by the gold lads.
Let's not fall for that again.
No, let's not.
We're getting close to the sun then?
Yeah. Don't worry, it's all in hand. I'm Space Commander Yahtzee, hero of space.
Glory of the universe. So convenient you can just look over and see what the universe thinks of you. Your little Facebook screen.
We're harmless, penniless, and aimless.
That's our generation summed up.
Love a good Hitchhiker's reference. I keep forgetting to activate warp.
Did you ever read the most recent version Hitchhiker's thing that other dude wrote?
No.
Yeah, neither will I.
Probably never will.
No, neither will I.
It seemed a bit sacrilegious, really.
Yeah, no offense to the individual in question, I don't know them. I'm told they're quite good.
He was the guy who wrote the series of Unfortunate Events books, I understand.
Ah, okay, well, I'm not familiar with those.
Well, some people seem to like them. They made a film with Jim Carrey in it.
Oh, is that one? Oh, okay. Haven't seen that movie. I don't know, it's one of those weird, why do that at all sort of questions for me.
Yeah. It's just never going to be the same, is it?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, do you think this the same thing might stand with, say, what's his name? Poor bugger just went recently.
Terry Pratchett?
Yeah, because Pratchett wrote about a really large universe. I think that's probably the
weak
ability...
weak signal source.
Are we going to try this again?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not a strong signal source, which was what the ambush was. Weak signal source.
Maybe they turned it down to a weak one just to, counterpick us.
That's exactly the kind of devious trick I'd expect. Slow down.
Okay, is there just a hard break?
No.
Nope.
No, just gotta overshoot and turn around.
As usual.
It's right back to my old driving tests.
You're on your P's now.
Safe disengage ready.
I have to do that.
I'm gonna pick up some floating cargo at some point.
Yeah, that's hopefully not just turds or fucking trap gold.
And it's
chemical
waste this time. Well, at least I'm mixing up the types of waste it is.
Biological waste. Toxic waste. Chemical waste.
Well, we're going to a station anyway.
Yeah, the great
well.
intergalactic pooper scooper.
Actually, we'll probably find more signal sources on the way.
That's the attitude. Onward and upward.
Yeah, we're better than chemical waste.
Yeah, and gold traps.
Fuck you, waste dumpers.
Yeah, like what? There's a sun right there. Just shoot it into the sun. Look at the sun. Happy to have it.
Yeah, more chemical waste for me. Don't mind if I do. Om nom nom. That's what the sun will say. Happy Easter, by the way, listeners.
That's the sun.
We're on an Easter egg hunt, but the eggs are spherical and 300 trillion miles across.
Giant Easter eggs. Imagine the bunny that lays those.
Oh, speaking of DS, he's probably have a sore ass. Speaking of DS9, actually, did you know Alexander Siddig, who played Bashir, is going to be the next season of Game of Thrones?
Oh, nifty. I like him.
Yeah, well, he was raised British, and I automatically support him for that reason. He was of Arabian descent, though, and I was watching an interview with him the other day, and apparently, after the 9/11, he offers of work started flooding in to play Arab terrorists.
He's like the least Arab like ever.
Yeah, he's a nice Arab.
He's one of the good darkies.
Yes,
One of the ones that became
non-threatening-
British.
Non-threatening Arabian. Raised in England as English.
Infected with
But his
pure UK.
But his real name is like a whole paragraph of Arabic words. Alexander Siddig is like his stage name.
Yeah. I'm kind of jealous of those
You know
long
who
form
is,
names. It's kind of, it's fancy.
You know who his uncle is, though?
Nope.
Malcolm McDowell.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yes.
I like Malcolm McDowell. I wonder what he's up to at the moment.
Everyone likes Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah.
He
Just a
played
generally likable
Donald
fellow.
Pleasance's role in the Halloween remake. I understand.
I didn't see that.
Me neither. Because,
Why?
again, why remake Halloween? It's great.
Well, that and like House of a Thousand Corpses was okay. Devil's Rejects was just boring. Like
'Cause,
Rob Zombie's just kind
Rob
of
Zombie directed the new Halloween.
Yeah.
Just to fill in the blanks there. People wondering why you suddenly brought up that film.
no. House of a Thousand Corpses has some funny moments and is, the ending kind of gets a bit fucking lunatic, but it's all right. And then Devil's Rejects was just a fucking boring screed. And
This has been the film review.
there are some good moments in House of a Thousand Corpses, though. There's a bit where it cuts from one scene to the next, and as the next scene starts, it's just a close-up of a guy's face, and he just screams, "Eat your wife's pussy!" And that's a fun way to enter a scene. Like, that's... I have to appreciate that. Like, just shouting it.
That's right up there with the edit where one character says, "There's no way I'm doing that," and then smash cut to them doing that.
Well, this wasn't set up at all. There was no, like, boy, don't scream, eat your wife's pussy at the top of your lungs. It just kind of happened.
Was he talking to a married man?
No, he was. It panned back and he was like putting on a fucking stand-up show in this weird hillbilly murder house. It's a strange scene.
Okay then.
Yeah, it's an odd movie, but I think like a lot of a.
Well, I guess we're stopping at Forest Terminal to collect that paltry bounty.
Yeah. Fucking Titty McGillicuddy's shitty fucking. He should have done more crime. Should have been worth more. This is all you were worth.
Fucking waster. Fucking waster.
Goddamn time. I'm gonna barely afford fucking self-heating noodles with this shit.
Docking request granted.
Yeah.
Kind of wonky shaped looking terminal.
What are you gonna do? Deny docking?
What happens if you just like 9/11 your way into the forest terminal? Like, can you crash into it and blow it up?
No, you will die horribly.
Well, I'm not presuming we survive that. I'm just saying, can you destroy the terminals? What if you shot at
To
it?
sort of make a statement.
Well, yeah, just for shits and giggles.
This is for being rude to me over the comms.
Yes. Jet fuel can melt steel beams!
Can't think I will.
Well, no, I'm just curious. Does the game have that built into the code? Is it a thing that the game can react to?
Well,
That
you can.
kind of-
I'm not sure what you're on about. Yes, you can smash into solid objects and die.
No, but are the terminals destructible? Can they be wiped off the map?
Oh, probably.
I'm just curious as to how open the sort of gameplay system is. That's all.
Where's landing bay 1?
I don't know.
There it is.
Doesn't it auto guide you?
The thing with the 1 on it.
Oh.
Should have guessed, really. I'll just
Get your landy feet out.
maneuver my way over there. Whoa, slow down a bit. Crappy,
You rear-ended a lot of cars during your driving test.
Crappy acceleration this ship's got. Yeah.
Oh. I like the little hollow readouts that give you sort of an idea about where you are.
We're there.
Yeah, see, that's a neat little way of letting you,
It's like having that little camera showing you what's going on, helping you back up.
Yeah. Well, I'd say cars would have stuff like this soon, but cars will just be doing it for us soon, so...
Right.
There goes the need to park.
Yeah, redeem a nice bounty voucher. That
Yeah,
fell
that
out
was
of
not a
guy's
lot.
arse.
That's... not a whole heck of a lot of cash for that fella. Probably could have let him go back to his family. Oh well. That's what you get.
Um,
Can these guys give us stuff to do for money? Does anyone here want poo? Is it...
no one wants poo. Someone wants cargo transported to Netto.
Fairly paltry sum.
Well, if we're heading that direction anyway.
Hey, there it is. Top right.
Yeah, I saw it. Just wondering which way we're going. Oh, yeah.
Hey, it is in the way.
We're heading that way.
Sure, we'll take your stuff.
Sure, we'll take stuff to Netto for you.
Neato.
Netto, I think. Nito is the Dark Souls boss. He thinks everything's...
Grave Master Neato.
He thinks everything's Nito.
I whipped the shit out of him in one go, and I felt kind of bummed
that's
about
good.
that.
It's only 2 boxes of cargo they want taken.
Easy as pie.
Just
We're like Space Uber for stuff.
a bare $4,000. We could do them a favour.
Yeah. Just wing him a little hop, skip, and a jump out to Netto.
So, yeah, we've picked that up.
Yeah, I bodied the grave guy. Like, just ran into the room and...
So where are we taking it? We're taking it to
it's coffee.
Ising Vision. Whatever the hell.
I like that coffee's still a thing in space. Like, we haven't just all graduated to gentle meth.
Well, in Star Trek, it's all Raktachinos, which is a Klingon coffee, I believe.
Huh. Klingon coffee would probably wake you the fuck up.
Yeah. It's okay, guys. I can turn around by myself, guys. I'm in a ship.
No.
Guys.
We saw you overshoot the landing pad, sir.
Oh, you just like to feel busy, don't you?
Well, they're sitting in front of terminals pushing buttons that don't do anything.
We have so little to do in space. Let us have this.
That should be a thing in Star Trek. All the panels are actually fucking meaningless. The computer does most of the flying and shooting.
Have you read Chief O'Brien at Work?
No.
It's a webcomics one made of TNG era Chief O'Brien just standing in the transporter room all day, looking really depressed. And they're saying, Chief, can you transport us to the planet? Oh, actually, never mind. We'll just get the computer to do it. Okay. Let me know if I can transport anything for you.
Alright, for real though, like, you wouldn't just sit down, put your feet up, get, like, the replicator to
What?
do a coconut. What?
Insufficient fuel?
Alright, maybe we should go back and get some fuel.
Oh, bollocks.
Okay, yeah, so the fuel gauge is the little bars under the bar.
Hey, Forest Terminal, remember us?
Okay, you know how I said I was going to take that coffee to that place for you? Yeah, I'm going to need some cash for fuel. You know, just a 50 or something to do.
I feel like Columbo now. Oh, by the way, just one more thing. You wouldn't happen to spare us some fuel, could you?
I'm the detective of Notre Dame.
What a silly ass I am. Proceed to landing bay 1. Do you remember that one, fuckwit?
I want us to light it up for you again.
Space
Childlike
hero
imbecile.
Yahtzee, hero of space.
Childlike amateur.
Any gaming news you wanted to talk about? Guess not. Why don't you pick us out an audience question then?
New game about humming to be released. What old video game IP would you like to see revived? How would you want it to be different by Portal Freak?
Let me think on that while I pretend that I didn't answer this question yesterday and the first time we tried to record this.
To be fair to us, this time it wasn't either of us that did anything wrong. The SD card just died.
Well, maybe it was my fat fingers pulling it in and out of the slots made it fuck up. Where's Landing Bay 1 gone?
Yeah, you actually did lose it. You made a joke and now you've lost it.
Oh.
You're silly.
Yes, well, the thing about stuff you remake is that I don't see much point in remaking stuff that was already good the first time.
Because why not just play it?
You want to remake stuff that's maybe didn't quite make it the first time, I'd say.
So what pops into your mind? And I think people talk about
Well,
that.
I'd quite like to remake Night Shift. Remember that Commodore 64 game I made you watch me play for a while?
The little thing where you hop around and make the machine work.
I think that's a pretty solid idea. Just because we've established that some people like games where you just work a job for a while.
Well, I suppose it's got some interesting puzzle-solving
Yeah,
elements to it.
Try and figure out what's wrong with the machine that the stuff coming out of it isn't coming out right. Just to try to...
I presume, you know...
I think we'll make a good like iOS sort of thing.
Yeah, mobile game.
Just remove the horrible design choices and the loading times from the C64 version.
And you're golden.
And away you go. What about you?
I suppose maybe some fighting games I'd like to see come back, just because I think...
What, like...
maybe Darkstalkers?
Tattoo fighters?
Tattoo Assassins, yeah. I would really like to see an amateur group make a digitized 2D fighter. Just to really, I don't know, really sort of...
Yeah, you wanted to make one for a while, didn't you?
Oh, well, that was just, I don't want to make one, but if I was going to do something like that, it'd probably be along those lines, yeah. But that's all, that's all a bunch of stuff that's well beyond my
You're
capacity.
going to force me to turn around now, aren't you? Fine, we'll face the way you wanted me to face.
Womp womp. So yeah, I would like to see a digitized 2D fighter make a comeback, maybe sort of as a little bit of a parody, a modern loving homage sort of thing. Otherwise, a lot of what I'd like to see done is either being done or done. Like, it's just sort of, it's a weird world to live in now, nothing's dead, nothing...
There's nothing new under the sun.
Well, nothing, like...
Right, and
there's a Shaq Fu 2 being made, so there goes irony.
As well.
Like... I mean, I really enjoyed the old point and clicks, but even they've come back in a kind of fashion with the Telltale games.
Yeah, and there's the amateur...
Yeah, then there's all the amateur and indie works.
That I made.
Yeah. For every little classic bit of, retro gaming I want, someone goes and makes a really good one. Shovel Knight, I think, is probably one of the best retro-style games I've ever played.
Yeah, stop remaking stuff. Create new ideas, you lazy twats.
See sort of like the legacy structures of games, like old 8-bit styles, as sort of like black and white for film. Like, you can now just go back to it willingly to see what you can do with it as an idea. As opposed to, it being a limitation.
But who the hell remembers the artist these days?
Well, I think we'd like to get to a point with that with gaming where, that's I suppose it's a sad thing.
I think we're pretty firmly there. People do the retro stuff because they don't have the resources to work with the cutting edge graphics.
But I think, that's why I really, really enjoyed Shovel Knight. But, I mean, the problem is Shovel Knight's, the development team was, what is it, Full Sail or Ship or something?
I don't know.
Well, it was a boat. I remember that. It was a cute little boat. But the problem is, the 8 people who did most of the work on Shovel Knight could leave, and then the boat company's still there, but it's a different pile of people.
Well, this is what happens.
Yeah, so...
Happens a lot with the AAA development.
Yeah, it's very hard to maintain coherent authorship with video games, actually.
Yes, I think everyone's aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to... Ising Vision was where that's...
Your coffee's on the way, folks.
Oh, it's this sort of station.
Don't you
I hate
worry.
these things.
Why?
Because you can never tell which facet you're supposed to enter.
Oh, okay, so it's just like a big ball of holes.
Yeah, it looks like a D20 or something. You sort of find the right surface. What was I going to say? Oh, I keep forgetting. I wanted to shout out that guy who did a nice painting of us.
Yeah, that was fucking surreal.
By Matthew Muhart, I think it was. He did a really good bit of digital art of myself and Gabriel.
He did 2, actually.
Yeah.
Both of which I think are not only good pieces of art just in their own right, and really good likenesses. That's the scariously accurate thing anyone's ever drawn of me.
He pulled us off pretty well.
But also sort of the kind of underlying...
that came out wrong.
The underlying sort of joke and idea of each of the paintings was really funny as well.
Yeah, they were good.
Find the point, win a prize. I thought that was very clever.
Yeah. That's the good kind of art. Not the kind where we're bumming each other.
Don't...
Probably shouldn't have put the idea in people's heads, should I?
That's just going to be
Strong
bombing.
signal source. Not falling for that one again.
Oh, hey, look, more gold!
I got some coffee to protect. I
Yeah.
got a job. What the fuck was all those messages about?
I think you walked through a fire. I don't know. I think you bugged somebody.
Another strong signal source. What is
Let's
it?
let's
this
palm
area?
off the coffee first. See if we can't upgrade a thing.
I doubt it. When you're getting $4,000 for this.
How much are upgrades?
It varies. What? Interdiction?
Hey,
Fuck you!
hey! Is someone trying to like so?
Someone's trying to suck us out of warp.
Ooh,
Like a $100 whore.
you dirty bastard! All right, that's. It looks like we're.
Shit!
It's not looking healthy.
Where's the thing?
I
I've
yeah.
got to line this up and try to keep it in the blue. Because if the blue bar gets to the top before the red bar does, we escape.
Oh my god. I don't want to get sucked out because I don't think we can win whatever fight is waiting for us on the other side.
No.
Hey.
Hey! I took evasive action, Mr. Worf.
Yeah, you know some maneuvers. All right, fuck those people, man. Like, what the?
Well,
Who needs coffee that much? That's
every
what
now
that
and
was.
again, every
Who's
now
trying
and
to steal
again
our
in this
coffee?
game, it's really annoying. The local police might just try to pull you out of warp. And then once they pull you out of warp, they'll scan you. And if you don't have a criminal record, they'll just go, carry on and warp away and leave you there. I'm like, fuck the police.
Scan you,
It's
detecting
enough to-
blackness. Blackness
Enough to
detected.
Make, enough to make you want to start a cult. Whatever happened to the Second Amendment, eh?
The second space amendment is shut up or we'll blow you up because there's like bazillions of people now. We don't care.
Ay caramba.
One human life is legitimately meaningless in the future. Shoot you out of the
Another
air.
strong signal source. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go there, and if it's gold, I'm just gonna warp the fuck away. All right?
Yeah, I agree. Or actually, maybe open your. Can you? You can't warp with your scoop open. I'm guessing.
Nope.
Okay. Otherwise, you fill your thing with warp.
Can't warp with your thing hanging out. What would the neighbors say?
Who's that warping? All right. Let's
Is
see.
that like who's that Pokemon?
Yeah. If you were tasked with developing a horror game, what would the story be about? How would the narrative work in conjunction with the gameplay? By Wiley Bat.
Well, since I have developed horror games, why
Yeah,
don't
this is
I
kinda-
throw that question over to you?
That was bullshit.
Yeah. Do you like? Ooh, there's quite a lot of targets.
Okay, are these like friendly or dicks? Cause
Soon find out.
yeah, 'cause that looks like a lot of shit to deal with. I wouldn't want to fight all these dudes.
No.
It looks like police, isn't it?
Mr. Russell, he's competent. And he's clean. He's a member of the Workers of Neato Progressive Party.
Alright, this looks like some legitimate business or police work going on.
What about this heavy lad?
Let's
He's
not.
Rudolfo Laspiari. He's also competent.
Ooh, he's wanted.
but he's competent.
Can't fight competent. What if the cops start shooting him and you can just sort of join in?
Yeah, we can do that. In fact, if we get some hits off, we can share in the bounty, which is a bit of a cheeky kill steal thing to do. But as we say, fuck the police.
Oh.
What? You're mine now, Commander. Who's saying that?
Someone's saying that to you?
Someone's saying that to someone.
What's direct mean?
You know what? I don't think I want to get involved in this.
Yeah, this is gonna end. Let's just deliver our coffee. Let's do the job we had.
Sorry to bother you, lads. Carry on.
Well, I suppose it depends on what kind of horror game you're wanting to make. I mean, psychological and... and I don't think a heavily action-oriented game and a kind of psychological horror thing can really work together that well. I'm willing to be proven wrong,
There's
but...
so many things you can call horror.
Yeah.
Like Dark Souls is horror, Silent Hill's horror, Painkiller's horror, but it's like action-packed, fun, blasty fun. Doom, that's also horror, and also action, blasty fun. I think there needs to be more action, blasty fun. Every game these days is you can either shoot everything or stealth up on things, but you can't really have stealth and action, blasty fun in the same space. They don't. You can't really like fight off hordes of baddies with a big bazooka.
Which is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. Sounded like Vic Reeves as Tom Fun for a moment there. Is it Gyro Day? No one will get that reference.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Well,
Who's Vic Reeves?
I'm going to leave that, for my
Leave
own
that to
amusement.
Google. Oh,
Right.
hello, the Borg.
Yes. I think the facet where the entrance is the one that it's spinning around.
I see what you mean.
But I'm not sure if it'll be the top one or the bottom one.
Doesn't it light up? Like,
I'm not gonna request docking until I know which bit I'm supposed to enter.
will it light up if you request docking though? Like,
Nope.
oh, well
It's a bit annoying.
that's a bit of a fidget.
Just have to find the right facet. They're a multifaceted bunch.
Giant intergalactic lament configuration.
From Hellraiser.
Okay, so there's an idea. I really enjoy the game Haunting, starring Poltergeist.
Okay.
Really, I might actually do that as one of these. I was meaning to get around to it once, but I think I might make that my next game.
I'm not terribly familiar with that game.
Excellent. That's exactly what I'm doing then. So
Okay.
I'd probably do something like that because Haunting is quite comedic. I'd maybe take that sort of underlying idea and maybe sort of give it a kind of Clive Barker-y twist and make it very body horror and physical horror. I kind of like that stuff. It gives me the willies.
Okay. Body horror's cool.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It makes me, it makes my skin crawl. It's unpleasant, and I think that gets to me.
Just trying to think of body horror video games. I suppose Clive Barker's Jericho might be one of those.
I haven't played that. Is it any good?
Not really, no.
That's a shame. Oh. I'd like to play a Clive Barker game, but not if it's not very good.
I think Undying is Clive Barker's Undying was slightly better, from what I understand. I haven't played it either.
May look into them. What's Jericho like? Like, is it first person shooter or something?
Yeah, it's an action-y shooter, but it's full of really shitty characters. Way too many shitty characters. Why do you need 7 of the lads running around? And like you just switch between them as you want to. You're like a sort of
Like Killer 7.
non-corporeal guy who like switches bodies,
That's legitimately sounding like Killer 7 now.
but it makes the fight scenes kind of crowded.
Hello, Smith.
Damn it! Where's the way in?
Yeah, we've been tooling around this thing. Send a request.
All right.
Like, I swear it lights up once, because they probably don't know you want to land. They're just, what's this dude driving around?
Docking request granted.
Proceed to Docking Bay 34, wherever the fuck that is.
Well, at least now it should be lit up.
Well, it won't be.
The last place had a dock lit up that said 1.
Well, it won't be on the surface. There's a hole that will let us into the interior of the thing. I'm not entirely sure where it is.
Alright. Yield to me your secrets. Let me inside you.
Maybe this is a Dyson sphere.
Yeah, this
Oh, that's a space thing.
space
I
hole.
think that was in an episode of Star Trek once.
Probably.
This
They
is
usually tried to, cross all the T's and dot all the I's with sci-fi tropes.
this is getting frustrating. This is like trying to find the end in a roll of sellotape.
Okay, over there to the right is green. That's all green lights.
Where's the green?
Over the right.
Where?
Like, to rotate the ship to the right. Again, keep going, keep going. There. Stop.
Aha! I think this is it.
Yeah.
That's why there's a ship flying around it.
Haha.
Yeah, that only took half an hour.
Eagle Eye Morton
It'd
spotting
be nice
things.
if they put like the crosshairs on
Where the fucking-
where
yeah.
the fucking entrance is. That would be nice.
Where's the crosshairs? Oh, the dead center of the fucking ship. That's not fucking helping me.
Now let's do the speed version of the
Fucking
sequence from 2001.
Apple
Space
Maps
Odyssey.
bullshit.
Shit!
Okay, you're going too fast. Don't crash into it. How like fit? Like, is it gonna? Are you gonna?
Yeah, it'll be alright. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. Hey, what's up,
Fucking
motherfuckers?
Hell, that was snug.
Oh, where's Bay 34? Is that it over there?
That's 27.
There's
Looks like 9.
There's 34. The one that's lit up.
Oh, yeah, there we are. It's kind of cool that the ships, like the sort of stations, are very different. Like this.
Well,
I mean, that was it was inconvenient to get into, but
Gear deployed.
and look, there's even like little cars driving along the highway.
eh. Going about their little jobs.
Details.
Details build the universe.
The devil's in the details. Well, coming up to an hour. Well, this was fun, wasn't it? Playing a bit of Space Captain.
Space Captain Surprise.
We got to see some space. We got to get blown up a bit.
Yeah, we got walloped. And we killed a guy.
And we killed a guy.
You know, we got bullied, we picked on someone else. Universe and harmony, yeah.
That's the cycle of the universe, isn't it?
Yep. The medium-sized ape has to go
We
pick
get
on the
bullied,
small ape.
we take it out on someone even smaller than us.
Nature's way.
Someday someone's going to be the bigger man, but not today.
What's the most overrated game ever by Wally Russ?
Hang on. So where do I go to sell this coffee I found?
Commodities market?
I think it's bulletin board. Yes. Here's some cargo.
There you go, chums.
Yes. You see that? Now I'm neutral with Purple Fortune Incorporated. And unfriendly with Blue Power Incorporated.
God. Corporations.
Well, whatever.
Fucking worse on Facebook than teenage girls.
Let's tuck ourselves away and have a little sleep.
Let's have a nap.
Ah,
Space. Vast. Infinite. Boring.
black. So, what have we learned today, Gabriel?
Don't trust just floating gold. It's
We've
fairly reliable, life advice, regardless of what era you're in, really.
And we've learned that you can name space stations after one of the 5 senses. For
Yeah.
no reason at all. And we've learned that spaceships can have erections. In fact, they can have 2 at once.
Boing.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Toodle pip.
Excuse me while I look for the stop recording button. Is it this one? Guess not.
I bet you're good in bed.
Okay, I'm going to bet that it's this one.
Sure, I'd craft, just vast dildos and just leave them float through space.
So, I wonder if there's a way to
Things the size of small moons.
This isn't explored, but how do I,
I don't know, it says first discovered by Johnny Loser.
Well, it's not discovered by me.
Class Y dwarfs are the coolest of the brown dwarfs. Huh. Wasn't aware of that.
I'm just not sure what
Known
to...
for their stylish haircuts and impressive hipster beards.
Well,
Can
I'm
you
not sure what
if it's been named? Is it how not discovered is it really? There's probably a bunch of indigenous people living on there who already know it exists.
I'm just
Go plant
trying
a
to figure
flag
out
at
how
them.
to lock onto that unexplored place and go there. Which, because I know I've done that in the past.
Have you picked up the poo cans yet?
I don't want the poo cans.
Uh,
I want to find something better. Something worthy of a heroic privateer like myself. A harmless one, no less. Not mostly harmless.
I am now as dangerous as a moth that could fly into your eye while driving.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'll just warp straight towards this sun for a bit. What could go wrong?
Can you slingshot back in time?
No, that would be stupid.
Be amazing. Engage Doctor Who. Wait, if you're in warp... Oh, okay, you're just looking around.
Yeah, I'm trying to find
Oh.
unexplored things.
I love that that's how we can actually explore, is just get in a spaceship, hit hyperdrive, and look around.
Yeah, you unlock your right analog stick movement, and you can look around your cockpit, which is a feature I very much enjoy.
Yeah, I like that's a nice little piece of design. Just click it in, and you control the ship, and click it again, and you can peek about.
Yeah, I don't want you bumming always. Thank you.
What an odd... Well, I suppose it's not odd that it's drifting in space. What are you going to do, keep it? That's actually, yeah, there's going to be just lots of poo canisters floating about space. While off.
So it's not as far away as Brad and his friends.
Brad can stay over there as far as I'm concerned.
So
People who live in the Brad dimension are assholes.
I think actually I might go to Genetrix because that seems to be unmapped as well.
Oh, cool. Okay, so...
Genetrix, it's like a dominatrix but genetic. I don't know what I'm on about.
whips your DNA in
Well, anyway, we're going there.
with a genetic lash.
Elite Dangerous, one of the few game titles consisting of 2 adjectives.
Yeah, I'm going to say, why the dangerous stuff? Is there a reason to that, or is it just because it sounds like the kids want it?
I think it's something to do with the profile names. Because our combat rank at the moment is harmless. I've managed to work all the way up from mostly harmless. But I think the maximum...
Mostly harmless.
I think the maximum level is elite. Hence the name of the game.
Oh, right. Okay, right. Now it's all... Well, this looks... this is fairly nifty looking. Like.
Yeah, I think this is this kind of space exploration sim I've wanted for a while. Where it doesn't let the complicated flying and science of space get in the way of being fun. It's just a nice straightforward right analog stick moves you up, down, left, right relative to where you're looking, and left analog stick changes your angle.
Well, that's good. Well, I mean, really, like, once there's shipboard computers and whatnot, we shouldn't really be...
My landing gear was still down.
Got it in reverse.
It's hard to keep track because I can't see it because it's coming out of my bum.
Yeah, this does not look like a big ship. You're, like, planted in this thing.
I'm an eagle.
Is there
it's like a tiny cockpit. That's why you couldn't be a first officer this time.
No, I don't think there's even a bathroom on this thing. There's a tube in your bum right now.
Yeah, I just poo when I need to.
I am fantastically jealous of that, actually.
Okay, now we're activating warp drive. We had to get away from the station.
If I could take a dump while hitting warp, I don't think I'd ever be able to shit again. That'd just be perfect.
I wonder if there's onboard gravity or if I'm strapped in. Because if there isn't, shitting is going to be a pretty horrifying experience.
Well, like on the spaceships, they have, like, it sucks it out. It's a vacuum system.
Yeah, that still sounds pretty horrifying to me.
I don't know, man. Like, it does it first, and then I, like, relax my mind, and I think, wait, I believe that could be better.
Let's all picture Buzz Aldrin with a look on his face, a sort of mixture of relief and horror.
Yeah, but I think he's horrified at how relieved he is. Like, I honestly believe it'd be the superior way to poop. Why are you flying at us, son?
I want to scan it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just,
That just didn't look like a very good idea there. Those are hot.
Right, what's unexplored?
Yeah, alright. Is it the sun?
Yes, if I just...
Red lights are happening.
Yeah, I'm reversing.
I don't think you're fast enough.
I'm trying to reverse.
Okay, as your shipboard computer...
Just let me scan this thing.
Hot is happening. We're at 124% hot.
Okay.
I'll
move away from it
The
then.
cabin's doing the Star Trek thing.
God, you're so fussy sometimes, computer. Just because I'm flying next to a sun.
Yeah, the solar entity and I are having a disagreement.
Oh, I think I've lost shields. That's embarrassing.
Taking heat damage.
Okay, we're moving away now. Calm down, you big sissy computer.
If I explode, you die too.
God. What are you, my mum? Oh, don't you fly too near the sun.
That'd be a funny thing to do in the future, like just trade out someone's ship AI for like the mum version of one. I used to have a sexy lady voice, now I have like an angry mum.
Yeah.
Can't get rid of it until I get to the next trading post.
Like Eddie the shipboard computer.
Alright, this looks like a safe distance to explore a sun.
Are we far off away now, your majesty?
Yes. You have like melanomas on your liver, that's how close we were to the sun.
Well... Ahoy there! I'm Space Captain Yahtzee Crowshaw, and this is my onboard computer, Gabriel 9000.
Hello, viewers.
He's named after the number of words he has to say to bring a point across. And we're playing Elite Dangerous.
Give me some history on Elite Dangerous, because it's based on a...
It's a remake of a classic Spectrum game, from all the way back then, which famously was a space trading and exploration sim that had a huge universe. Because it was on the Spectrum, it was like procedurally generated or something. They had to use algorithms to
I'm guessing
create
the
it.
Spectrum didn't have these graphics.
No. But look at the size of this playable galaxy.
How far can we, like, we really just, like, go over there?
If we wanted to, we could expend a couple of lifetimes and go all the way to, whatever that says.
Brad?
Play Brad. And,
Fuck you, Brad. Well,
go and meet the Brad family.
How fast, like, do we hyperdrive out there? Are there gates? Like...
Yeah, we use warp, of course.
Okay, so how long in warp, like, time would it be to get... Wow, there's a lot of places. How long in warp time would it take to get out there?
Probably...
Like, I'm assuming we're not going on impulse.
Well, let's go somewhere and then we can gauge it.
Oh, okie dokie.
At the moment, we're in Kaylor, which I think is Superman's real name. And I think we're going to take a trip to the El Rey sector. To do some exploring and
meet the Latinos.
mapping out unknown systems. Ultimately, my goal is to move towards Seoul, so we can go and see the folks back home.
All right. Oh, so there it is. Goes. Can you scan over to Seoul and see? Is it? So,
I've lost it.
yeah.
Did I go
9 puppies.
Did I go past Seoul?
Luton? Yeah, you did. You like tore us past it by zooming. Zoom out again.
Well, there's Wolf.
There we are. Is that it?
There's Barnard Star.
Fuck Barnard. Oh,
There's Seoul.
how do we?
It's a ways away.
Yeah, that is a.
Lucky we're living in the sci-fi future.
Yeah,
I just take a pill and cough them up.
pretty much.
Scanning, scanning. Yes, we've scanned the star.
Actually, the poop tube just sucks them out. Sucks out a lot of things, actually.
Now I think we can look at the system map.
Oh, cool beans.
You can, in Elite, you can hunt around and kill pirates. You can try to make a living from trading, or you can become an explorer.
So kind of like a little more of a arcadey version of Eve.
Sort of, yeah, where you can actually control and combat isn't really
it's actually
fucking
fun.
tedious. And it's not like playing a space database.
It's fun Eve.
This place is unexplored.
Check it out.
I will.
Do you get to name the things that you discover?
No.
That fucking sucks.
Oh, hang on. We found a weak.
Shit.
We found a weak signal source.
Ooh. What are they?
They're just random things you find that are sometimes like cool pickups.
Oh, rad. Are there aliens in this? Like, is it just the humans that we're dealing with? Because we're privateers, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, they could be humans. They could be aliens. We
Oh,
don't
so
know.
they're-
All we see is their ships.
Yeah. That's nice.
There is like a federation though, which is fitting because
Oh.
I actually finished watching all of Deep Space Nine recently.
Oh, yeah. Last episode, I remember really enjoying the last 2 episodes of that, just for the big space fleet of different ships.
Yeah, I felt kind of sad when it was all over.
I think, out of the 3, I think I appreciate probably Deep Space Nine the most.
Hey, there's some floating cargo. Let's see what we got.
Hooray!
Bio-waste. You know, one time I was doing this and I found fine art. Obviously, I'm going around one of the slummier star systems.
That's magnificent. Flying about in space. Oh, treasure! It's poop again.
Damn it. It was the Mona
literally
Lisa
poo.
once.
Yeah.
Mona Lisa just sort of floating there. I was like, what's all that about?
As a performance art thing in the distant future,